Hey guys, DadDoes back again with a little something different. I am going to be playing CashFlow. So I wanted to do something a little different today because I haven't recorded in a while. Been working on a side project, um, but this is actually a online version of an actual board game created by Robert Kiyosaki. He is the author of many, many books. Um, Rich Dad Poor Dad is his number one best-selling book, and it is an amazing book. It talks about his life growing up and his rich dad, which was actually his best friend's father, and his poor dad, which was actually his father. He grew up in Hawaii. His real dad was involved in local government as a principal, and then later became the director of the Department of Education for the state of Hawaii. And while his best friend's father was just a small business owner that later ended up owning some of the most profitable, sought after real estate in all of Hawaii. And he talks about the different things that he learned from both his rich dad and his poor dad, trying to pass on wisdom and financial knowledge that he learned from both fathers. It's an awesome book. I love the series. The first three books in the series are Rich Dad Poor Dad. Book 2 is called Rich Dad's CashFlow Quadrant, and then the third book is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, which, as a entrepreneur, it's kind of like my business Bible, in as much as it's got a wealth of knowledge of what to do when trying to build a business and create systems and things like that. But anyway, CashFlow is a board game that he had created to kind of mimic a lot of the principles that he teaches. My mother and I went in together to buy this game, which I know sounds silly, but it was actually $300 to purchase the board game. I know that's a lot for a board game, but we played it for 4 hours. Nobody won, but we all walked away from the board going, that was worth every penny. So the board here is represented in two tracks. You've got the rat race, and you've got, once you're out of the rat race, the different wealth building tools here. So as we go along, I will try to explain some of the rules, because I have played it. It may not give us the tutorial again, so I'll try and explain to you some of the things. But I highly recommend. This is not sponsored by Rich Dad, although I wouldn't be opposed to it. So you get to play with other players. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's find a room that hasn't started. That's oh, 65's already started. I don't want to create it. Here we go. I'll create a room. Dad does. Password 1 2 3 4. Okay. All right. We're just going to play by ourselves. So choose your dream. So you start out by choosing a dream from the purple items here, and there's tons of different things. Champion a cause, go hella skiing in the Alps, different things. So let's take a look. Okay. So you can borrow money, you can repay loans, you can do all sorts of things. What am I? I haven't what? Okay. So I am an airline pilot, right up here. So this is your financial statement. Your income is anything that brings in money. These are your expenses. Whew, I got a lot of expenses. I got a home mortgage payment of $1,330 a month, a car loan of $300 a month, $660 on credit card payments, uh, retail debt, which is like store credit cards and stuff like that, of $50, and other expenses. Now the goal is to get your passive income, which is money that you earn from either investments or real estate and businesses. You want that passive income to be greater than your total expenses. Now you can do that in two ways. You can pay down your expenses so that your expenses are less, or you can buy investment properties, real estate, and businesses, or you can buy CDs and paper assets like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc. Now I believe this is just CashFlow 101, so it doesn't get into the nuances of stock market trading, but that is CashFlow 202. I've played it a little bit, and oh my gosh, is it an expansion pack for the game. So as you see, here's your assets column, and assets are things that bring in money, and liabilities are things that take money from you. So that's important to know, and that's not just for this game. That's in real life. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to create a program that I can sell through my website, and then people can buy that, install it in their WordPress website for their self-storage facility, and then they can utilize it, and I get paid every month for them using it. So that would become passive income. So let's just say if I sold it for $50 a month subscription, and I got 100 subscribers, 50 times 100 is $5,000 a month in passive income. So that's kind of the goal in life, and in business, is to create a passive income stream so that you don't have to work. Because Robert Kiyosaki's, one of the best things in his book is he talks about is wealth is not determined by how much money you have. Wealth is determined by how much time you can take without working. So if I make $5,000 a month and my expenses are, let's say, $2,500 a month, that means every month I'm $2,500 above my expenses. I would literally never have to work again if that stayed for the rest of my life. So that's the goal. That's the goal in any business, any side hustle project, anything like that, is to create passive income so that you can have the freedom to do things like travel, spend more time with your family, many things like that. So starting off this game, I'm an airline pilot. I make $9,500 a month on the CashFlow days, which is like Payday. However, I have $6,900 worth of expenses going out every month, leaving me with a payday of $2,600 every month. Now I've got $400 on hand, and so my first payday, if I don't spend anything, I'm going to start out with $3,000. Now I can use that to buy real estate investment properties that generate income through rent. We'll see. Well, I'll show you. So, all right, close that. All right, give to charity. I can donate 10% of my total income to roll 1 or 2 die over the next 3 turns. You do not have 10% of your total income, so you're unable to donate. So I have to pass, because 10% of my total income would be $950. I only have $400 on hand, so I have to pass. This is really good though, because you get to roll 2 dice. Sometimes that means if you roll well enough, you can actually go over 2 paydays which is really helpful if you're trying to buy a business or something like that. So, all right, and my turn. Alrighty. So this is the blue card, which is, what are those called? You've got doodads. I think falls into the category of doodad. You've got doodads, which is things that take money out of your pocket. You've got opportunities, and then you've got other things. Now, one of the biggest things, two of the biggest things on this list that are detrimental is having a baby. Now, on the upside, you can only have a maximum of 3 children because children cost you money. Let's see, it doesn't show us here what the cost of a child is, but it's not cheap. And then downsize. Downsize means that you lose a good chunk of your change, plus you lose turns, like 2 or 3 turns. So, all right, tenant damages your property. Tenant fails to pay rent for 2 months and then skips town, leaving damage to your rental property. Insurance covers most damage and costs, but you're still out of pocket $500. Pay $500 if you own any rental property. I have nothing, so this doesn't affect me. Thank goodness. All right. Alrighty, I have an opportunity card here. So which type of deal do you want? You can choose a small deal or you can choose a big deal. Well, small deals cost $5,000 or less. Big deals $6,000 or more. I've only got $3,000, so let's go with a small deal. Preferred stock. High yield preferred stock shares of major domestic electric power company. Dividend and price are fixed at a fair level by state utility commission. The cost is $1,200 per share, and it gives me $10 in cash flow. Trading range is $1,200 to $1,200. So what that means is if I buy, I could buy 2 shares for $2,400, and that would give me a passive income of $20 every payday. Now, stocks are meant to be bought low, sell high. That's the goal with those. And it shows that the trading range for this is $1,200 to $1,200. So even if I had an opportunity to sell, I'm not going to make money on the sell. This is strictly a dividend play. I'm going to pass on this one because $20 a month, I'm looking for some big numbers, not a little small change like that. So, all right, this is a what are these called? I can't remember. There's the blue cards are called something else. Market cards, that's what they're called. And the market cards are opportunities to sell a business that you have or sell real estate. So this is a car wash buyer. Well, I don't have any car washes, so I have nothing to sell. But it says that the buyer has $250,000 cash ready to spend. That's his limit. If you sell, pay off the related mortgage and give up the cash flow. So if I were to have bought a car wash for $100,000 and it brought in $500 in passive income, I could then sell this for $250,000, pay off the debt of $100,000, and keep $150,000 in my pocket, which would enable me to then turn around and buy more larger deals. And that is how it's done. So let's move on. All right, so opportunity. All right, we're going to go with the small deal. All right, okay, here we go. This is the common things. So, house for sale, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, in an older area, offered by the highway department. Markets crashed, no bids at last week's auction. So it cost me nothing to buy this. No down payment. So the down payment would come directly off of your cash that you have. It costs $50,000, so that $50,000 would go into my liabilities category. But it also has a negative cash flow. So that in real life terms would mean that every month I would have to come out of pocket in order to pay for that. Now, having played this game before, I do know that there are market cards that come up that allow you to sell it for a much higher price. So, even though it has a negative cash flow, it has a very high return on investment, ROI. And that is easily seen if you do the math. How much do I have to pay down divided by how much does it cost? So the return on investment in this case is like 100% potential. So it's a really good offer. I'm going to go ahead and buy this. Now, in this, it does all of the calculations for you automatically. So you don't have to worry about that. But in the actual board game, you've got a sheet of paper and you have to erase and write, and it's a lot of fun, believe it or not. It really is. So, all right. So let's look at my financial statement now. So as you can see, the income from it of negative $100 goes into the 3-2 house under real estate and business in my income column. It is taking money out of my pocket right now, but I now have an asset of $50,000 in this 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So we'll see how that plays out down the line. All right, and I got another deal. Let's go with a small deal. Stock, okay for you, drug company. So the trading range for this says it's $5 to $40, and it's offering to sell me at $40. I'm going to pass on this for right now because, again, with stocks, you want to buy low and sell high. So I'm looking for that $5 range so that I can eventually sell it for, if I buy at 5 and sell at 10, then I've doubled my money. If I buy at 5 and sell at 40, then I've increased my money 8 times, 8-fold. So we're going to pass for right now. All right, I landed on a Payday, nothing to do except collect my money. Here's a doodad. Buy a food processor, $150. Just little things like that. That's what doodads are. And they range from buying a pair of sunglasses for $5 to buying a boat. And if you buy a boat, if you can't pay for it outright with cash, you have to finance it, which means it goes into the liabilities and it goes into your monthly expenses. Big screen TV for $4,000, which definitely shows how dated the game can be, considering that a big screen TV, if I'm spending $4,000 on a big screen TV, I'm getting one of those 120-inch flat panel that looks like wallpaper. So anyway, I bought a food processor. Okay, nothing you can do, just pay the bill. All right, another deal. Let's go. Small deal. Stock okay for you at 10. So see, here's what I'm talking about. You buy low, you sell high. I'm gonna buy. Let's see, $10. I'm gonna buy 100 shares. So that's gonna take $1,000 out of my cash, and it's gonna put 100 shares of okay for you at $10 in my assets column. Now you notice it's not giving me any income because there's no dividends being paid out with it or anything like that. So it's just strictly an asset that I hold on to that I can then sell. Give to charity. Donate $940. Yeah, I'll donate. 2 dice. Aha, see, I jumped from 1 payday to 2 paydays. So I doubled my payday on 1 roll. All right, now I'm trying to avoid that. So I'm like, okay. See now, 11,000. I'm gonna still go with a small deal. So, okay. So, 2-1 condo available due to marriage of owner, bad area, needs work. So it brings in $100, cost me $5,000 down payment, and the mortgage of it is $50,000. So I buy this, I offset my $100 loss on this 3-2 house. For right now. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. Whew, I missed the downsize. Son's college tuition. Pay $150. Or $1,500. Now this actually in the game is, in the board game, it's contingent upon you having a kid. I don't have a kid, so it's kind of a little a little negative, but whatever. Limited partner sold. I don't have a limited partnership. That's another one of those opportunity cards in the big deals where you're offered to buy into a partnership, but I don't have one, so it doesn't affect me. All right. Small deal. Okay for you. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Okay, so here's what happens with stock sometimes. So things are going so well for the company that their shares have just split. So that means my 100 shares are now 200 shares. So I just doubled my shares because the company was doing well. And now that's not how it always happens, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. So now when it comes time to sell, then I now have twice as many shares to sell. Oh, now I have a baby. And you see child expenses will be increased by $480. So that's going to go in under the expense category. Unfortunately, you can't put it in a liability and pay it off because you're a parent. Guess what? Real world. All right. Let's land it on Payday. All right. Let's go with small deal. Stock Onto You Entertainment. Newest theme park loses record amount. Share price is at an all-time low. Might as well buy 100 shares of those as well. All right. I'm gonna no, cancel that. I want to repay my retail debt. So now that retail debt is off of my liabilities, and my retail debt payment is off of my expenses, which reduces my expenses by only $50, but hey. Alright. House for sale. So here's another good one. It's $4,000 down payment for at a $50,000 cost, brings in $200 a month. And I calculated the ROI wrong last time. Return on investment is how much money it brings in compared to how much money it costs you. Not this cost, but your cash out of pocket. So this $200 divided by $4,000 is a 5% ROI. Not a great ROI, but that basically means that in order for this to pay you back, you'd have to carry it for 20 months for that to cover the cost that you came out of pocket for. Whereas that 3.2 with a negative $100 cost me nothing. So the ROI is technically not calculable. I'm going to go ahead and buy this. I got the money. I can do it. Start a company part-time. This is one of those things that it's a risk. It's a risk. But all business, all investing is a risk. You just have to be smart about your risk. You got to take calculated risks. So this is what I am literally trying to do. Not necessarily trying to invent a new way of making widgets, but I am investing a lot of time in my little program, and I'm doing it all on my own. I don't have any other programmers helping me, so I have no other expenses coming out other than just my time. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. What the heck? Nothing may come of it. Something may come of it. Stock Mighty For You Electronics Company. Cost $4,000. Trading range cost $30. Excuse me. Trading range 5 to 30. Nah, I'm gonna pass. Too high. Landed on CashFlow. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna go with a small deal. All right, so certificate of deposit. That's something that a bank offers. You put money in, they give you a certificate of deposit, and it gives you a certain amount of interest every year. Very low interest bearing things. CDs are not a great investment. Now, CDs are great in the short term if you just need to keep money out of your hands from spending it. CDs are not a bad option because, like, if you know in 5 years you want to do something, or let's say 2 years. In 2 years, you want to go on a European vacation. You can put money into a CD, $5,000 into a CD, and you can a 2-year CD. That means it's locked in there for 2 years. You can't pull it out. No, cancel, pass. I don't want a CD. They're horrible. Oh, look, a new baby. So again, another $480. This is child expense too, $960 a month. It's expensive to have children. I'm just saying. Buy a new bowling ball. Pay $50. Or $80. I don't even bowl. All right. Another certificate of deposit. Again, $4,000 for $20. Pass. That's a hard pass. Preferred stock, too big power. Again, the stock gives you a little bit of money for a lot up front, and you don't get a chance to sell it at a higher rate. So, pass. It does get a little repetitive as you continue on. Let's go with a big deal, just so that you can see what it does. So, house for sale. Downsized manager must sell this 3-2 house. Cannot afford payments on new salary. Area in transition. So, this is a $9,000 down payment for a $300 cash flow. So, I can afford it, but that's really expensive. So, I'm going to pass on this one. Let's go with another big deal. Limited partner wanted. So here's what I was talking about. So it's $25,000 to buy into this limited partner, but it brings you $1,000 cash flow every month. So that'd be great if I had that much money. Now I could borrow the $12,000 to make up the difference, but that would then add, for every $1,000 you borrow, that adds $100 in expenses. So that would cost me $200 above the cash flow. 12 times 100 is 1,200. The cash flow is 1,000, so I'd actually be losing $200 every month in order to buy this. So I'm gonna pass for right now on this. All right. Duplex for sale. This duplex is in the best neighborhood. Proud owner retiring to another state to be near her grandchildren. Now, a duplex is essentially an apartment house that has 2 units. So 2 houses basically put together in one house. Excuse me. So it's saying a down payment of $7,000. Cost is $70,000, but it brings in a cash flow of $140,000. Now that means each apartment portion of this is $35,000. That's not shown here, but that's just the math. 70,000 divided by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this. It doesn't bring in a lot of income, but the market cards are really good and really specific with some of those duplexes where they'll offer sometimes $50,000 per unit. So that means that would sell for $100,000. I'd lose the income, but I'd gain the cash flow because I only put $7,000 in there. And if I sell it for that, I'd have to pay off the duplex, and then I keep the rest. So, all right, let's go with the small deal. Mighty for You Electronics. I don't have any Mighty for You, so we're going to pass. Okay for You. Ooh. Okay, so I do have Okay for You, I have 200 shares at $10. Now, I'm on the far side of the board, away from downsize. I'm going to hit a couple of paydays between here and there. So, okay for you can go back up to 40. So this is one of those times where you buy dirt cheap. This is buying GameStop stock back when it was like $15 a share. This is going back in time for that. I am going to buy. I'm going to buy. $8,000 worth. Now, that drastically reduced my cash on hand, but I now have 8,200 shares of OK for you. So, builder wants land. I don't own any raw land, so I can't do anything with that. Well, small deal because I ain't got any money. All right, on to you entertainment. I own on to you. So they're selling. It's $20. I'm going to go ahead and sell. I'm going to sell all my shares of On to You and double my money. So. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Okay for you at $50 a share, booming market rate. So basically, the Reddit guys came in there, pumped up the stock price of OK for you, and now I'm going to make bank. Look at that. 8,200 shares sold for $410,000. You bet your sweet bippy I'm buying. Now it's all big deals from here. Go to the casino. Well, all right. Payday. Market. Plex buyer. So here's what I was talking about. You're offered $30,000 per unit for all units in combination of duplexes, fourplexes, eightplexes. Buyer has their own financing. If you sell, pay off the related mortgage. So they're offering $30,000 where mine cost me $35,000 per unit. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm losing money. Big deal, big deal. Come on, baby. Oh, there we go. 12-unit apartment house. See, this is what happens when you make smart investments. I made smart investments with the stocks bought low, sold massively high. So now I can afford a $50,000 down payment, which will give me $2,400 in cash flow. So I'm going to buy. So you see my passive income just jumped up to $2,740. So that means I make $2,740 without even trying. All right, so I'm going to repay my credit cards. And that's going to take off $660 in expenses off of my monthly. So Payday. Of course we're going with a big deal. $20,000. Now at this point in time, with the money that I have on hand, the goal is to get the passive higher than the total expenses. So it's just a buy for the cash flow, nothing else. Yes, $40,000 for $2,700. Absolutely. Look at that. I'm almost there. We're almost out of the rat race, guys. Bear with me. And this is going to do it. This is going to do it. Congratulations, you're out of the rat race. Aaron has built up their passive income to be greater than their total expense. They've entered the fast track. Receive 100 times your passive income. Purchase your dream or increase your cash flow day income by $50,000 to win the game. So what that means is now, instead of getting this for my payday, I'm going to get this times 100. So add 2 more zeros on that. That's almost $1 million every cash flow day. So I have to land here and buy this dream, or buy businesses, the green ones, to increase my cash flow day by $50,000. Now, there's two things that are on here that are really kind of fun, and two things that suck butt. This is tax day. This is divorce. This is a lawsuit. So there's three things. Tax day takes all of your money. Divorce takes half of your money, and lawsuit takes a percentage of your money based on how you roll, I believe. All right, so here's my new cash flow day income record. So my passive income is $794,000, and I have to achieve that. So quick food mart. I have cash on hand, $794,000. The cost is $120. It brings me $5,000. So yes, we're buying. At this point, just buy what you can. Yacht racing. I'll pass. Private pass. Chicken franchise. I can buy a chicken franchise. $3,000 cost. I have it. $10,000 cash flow. Yes. So, see, now I've got $15,000 added to my monthly cash flow, or my cash flow day. Now, keep in mind, that's not necessarily monthly cash flow. Business owners and investors sometimes get quarterly payouts. So sometimes they get annual payouts or semi-annual payouts. It all depends on how the deal is structured. Gift of faith. Religious organization growing by leaps and bounds. New buildings are needed. Now, here's the funny thing. I didn't point this out earlier. If you're playing with other people, if you land on their dream, you can buy their dream, and it doubles the cost for them. Hella ski the Alps. I'll pass. Dinner with the president. I'll pass. Cash flow day. 7 wonders of the world. I'm landing on all the dreams, and that's something that happens. Oh, ooh, divorce. Lose all your cash. Oh, I'm broke again. Can't do nothing. Not until after cash flow day. Can't do anything. Huh, that's actually a good deal. I work in the self-storage industry. It's a good deal. Alright, I got money again. African photo safari. By the way, I'm rolling with 2 die at this point. Yes, I'll buy that. Yes, I'll buy that. At that point, that's what you do. You just buy. Truck parts. Buy. Did I pass on the other one? By accident, like an idiot? Seriously. I must have passed on that one. Okay, this and the Russian oil rig are the two funniest ones. So this is where a risky investment is. So buy a gold mine. You pay $150,000, and then you roll the die. If you hit 3 or higher, then you get $25,000 cash flow. If you roll less than a 3, you get nothing. No cash flow, but you're still out the 150. So let's do it. Let's buy it. Let's see. Oh, I rolled a 6. I gained $25,000 cash flow, and that puts me over my limit. I won the game. So that's cash flow. That's cash flow 101. I'll put the link to the game down in the description. You do need to sign up through the website to get access to it. It's absolutely free to sign up. You will just get a mailing list, but I do recommend reading the books by Robert Kiyosaki. There are a few things that I disagree with. I'm more of a Dave Ramsey kind of guy as far as financial advice goes. And what's funny is I've actually played this and with Dave Ramsey's principles, which is pay off all of your debt first before you do anything. And it works. It works. So it's not wrong. Dave Ramsey says debt is bad. Robert Kiyosaki says there's some debt that's good. It truly boils down to how well can you handle your finances. But this has been CashFlow, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I know it's technically an educational game, but if you get some friends playing, it's kind of fun, especially when you bought the stock at $1 and your friend draws that $40, $50 sell the stock at price, because guess what? When it's a sell, you can sell at any time that card pulls up. So you can't buy it at $1 when your friend pulls the card, but you can sell it at 50 when your friend pulls the card. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. You guys have a wonderful time, and see you next time. And as always, be amazing. Bye.